Say, hey, this is Andrew, sorry it took me so long to get this to you. We've been really swamped and whatnot, and I just now got around to it, so please, forgive me, So I just want to take you through this. I think this will help explain things in a way that we can look back at later and kind of understand our reasoning. Pause. This is our subject property. Your house right here, you see that you bought it new, doesn't have any photos, blah, blah, blah. Usually I'll have the tax record open right there, but I didn't do it because the link wasn't hyperlinked, but you can always search it. And then what you want to do there is look for a discrepancy in the square footage, because you always want to go with the higher square footage and then change your source. When you list in MLS, say my source is the tax record's higher, or you say my source is this, previous measurement or whatever. And so 19 here, and what it's doing right now on this recording is showing a little yellow line, like when you do that. So you go, here's our tax records. Everything you're doing, their pointer is showing. You see you bought it from this lady. You don't need to say all that. I just usually point out the square footage. So that's our subject property. This number right here is how we're going to base all of the rest of our analysis. So let's look at our analysis real quick. I don't know what happened to that tab. So this would, I think that tab became the same as my other one. Yeah, it did. But what I'd do is then I'd walk them through the closed listings. Here's our closed listings, blah, 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 blah. They're selling at this. So we don't really care about this average, but I isolated these 3 listings right here as the ones that are most like us. So what we'll do is we'll narrow those down. And when we narrow those down, just imagine these are all closed. Here's our listings. Because these are older houses and not new houses, these are most like yours. Let's just say 93 to 98. Okay? Now, if I took the average of those, it would be, you hit the button right in front of them. Okay, your average would be $94 a square foot. That's what an appraiser is going to use. Now, when I go back and look at these listings, and what I do is I click on photos and stuff, and I say, I think that this house is subpar to your house. Makes me think we can stretch it. An appraiser will make adjustments for X, Y, and Z. Or you can say, like this one I just listed, I said, I'm going to be frank, this house is a tick above your house. You can see they've got granite countertops, you have a tile countertop, so that puts me on the low end of that. So you go that, and that's our closed listings. Now here's what I'm going to do. This is market retention. This is where I'm going to show you what our competition is and who has failed and who has succeeded. As I go through these, I see this person has failed to sell for this person has failed this. The people who have succeeded are now listed at, or the only people who are currently our competition are listed at $90 a square foot, and they probably, with seller participation, actually closed about 2% lower than that, which is an average right now. So you're actually looking closer to $88 a square foot if you want to be competitive in this market right now. And then once you're done with that, say, okay, so now we're gonna break it down. That's no problem. You just move this little thing back. Blah, blah, blah. Here's the objective factors. These are the factors we can actually talk about, dollars and cents that appraisers care about. Square footage, past sales, condition of the property, updates completed, and then this is where you get them on the things that they think are valuable but aren't. Like, oh, I put $40,000 pool in, so you're like, a busy road is going to hurt your property. A pool does not help your property. At the best case, it helps at about 1%. And what I usually say is I never have clients asking for a pool. I have clients who are excited that they got one. But I do have a lot of clients who say, I don't want a house with a pool. Size of the lot, if it's not buildable, it doesn't add value. An appraiser's not going to give you money for that. Access to the backyard, a lot of people want to drive around, some people don't, and they think, well, all these other houses, you can't get around back, and tell them the basement square footage, you double your house, the size of your house by having the basement, then you are now working with inversion. In other words, your house just doubled in price. Do you want me to compete against a 4,000 square foot house, or do you want me to compete against a 2,000 square foot house and then give you a kicker for the basement? It's 50-50 which way we'll go. Storage space, outbuildings, new home competition drives prices down, which you're going to go over in Clinton Stacy's. And ease of showing and presentation. This is just a little thing to get in there and say, you need to know that if you can't get out of that house in 15 minutes with the dogs and everything, you're going to lose money, because that people make spontaneous home decisions. Okay, so then you go, here is our closed comps. I used to do this part called Fantasyland. I could still do that, but I took it out. Here's our closed comps. This is the cold hard truth. Hurts everybody's feelings, but this is what you're actually looking at making. Now here's what I think, and this is the biggest spread I've ever had. This is what I'm telling this guy houses in Riverwalk will sell for. This guy who I did this one for. And then what I did after that is I went through riverfront properties, because this is unique in that most of the riverfront properties in Donaldson are not in a neighborhood. Well, this one happens to be in a neighborhood. So if I can get the appraiser to comp it against riverfront property, and the appraiser actually and buyers actually care that it's on the river, even though it's in a neighborhood, then I could actually possibly sell this house for as much as $334. And then what you say is, but because I'm saying this, I do not want you to lose sight of this right here. You know,
Yeah.
this is realistic.
Somebody comes and offers you $299.
They're not jerks.
Take it.
Yeah, they're not jerks. They're looking at the same numbers that I just walked you through, and then you get done.